This is the awesome Padron podcast. Yes. Hello,
Got a
everyone.
little bit funky there.
Yeah, did you like that one?
I feel at first they didn't have soul, and then the last note.
Yeah. I make them up as I go. Okay? None of that's planned from any second of when it starts. So, anyways, guys, how are y'all doing today? I always ask y'all that question. You can't tell me. I'm sorry. Thank you so much for hopping on over here to the Awesome Drum podcast.
You like Dora the Explorer.
Yeah?
Just in time.
Thank you.
The movies come out next week.
Yeah, it is. There's 2 movies coming out next week, and it's really.
I'm excited about one of them.
I am excited about one of them, but I want to see both of them.
Yeah. The Dora movie came out out of nowhere because I remember when it was first announced, and then the trailer came out a few months ago, but then I barely heard anything about it until a week ago.
Yeah, so. Exactly. But it's both that and scary movies to tell in the dark.
I always say scary movies to tell in the dark.
Scary stories to tell in the dark. So I mean, I'm only excited really for the scary stories, but I do want to see both of them, just to watch both of them, review them. Because I feel like the Dora the Explorer ones would be fun to talk about.
Yeah.
So hopefully, I mean, whichever one though. But if it comes down to it, I'm just gonna see the scary stories to tell in the dark. Just so y'all know, because y'all rudely interrupted me a while ago when I was trying to say this.
Sorry, you were talking like Dora does.
If you want to, we also have this podcast on iTunes, Spotify, and Google Play. So like I always say, if you like what if you like what we have to say but hate what you have to see, then head on over to Spotify, iTunes, and Google Play, and you can hear us over there. Anyways, we're gonna get right into it. The first thing we want to talk about though is last week we saw the new movie Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, the new Quentin Tarantino movie. This movie is his ninth movie technically. It is widely accepted that the Kill Bill movies are one movie, so technically it is his 9th movie. And I'll say this first. Did y'all know this is his highest opening? Is his top grossing movie? Or was it top grossing or highest opening? One of those two. I can't remember. I think I know for sure.
Top grossing, then that's pretty much.
Okay, well, it's not his top grossing. That's actually.
I think it had the highest opening.
It's always a top grossing, but it's his highest opening.
Dang, he made that in a week.
But it's his top opening of a movie, which is expected. But we have a review on our other channel, Two Awesome Men. We'll put a link in the description below to our channel, so you can check that out. But we went to go see that. And I have seen some people like it, and I'm fine. I can understand that.
I've seen a lot of people like it.
Yeah, I can understand people like it. I'm fine with that. I mean, I liked what it was going for. I liked what it was trying to do. But overall, I didn't like it. Yeah, and that's honestly really disappointing to me, because I've never seen a Quentin Tarantino movie in theaters until this one. And I was hoping, it would be really good. And not to say that everything's bad. I don't want to act like it's a god-awful movie. It's not like a terrible, terrible movie. It's just not a good movie. Yeah. It got to that level of just not being like a good movie. And some of my biggest complaints was, and I do want to say this, I don't have a problem with slow movies. Yeah. I don't even have a problem with the type of movie it was going for. Right. And in fact, I kind of respected the type of movie it was going for. It just didn't execute it well, which is the kind of movie which is it's just people doing stuff, which I'm completely fine with. If you ever seen the movie, what's it called? For some reason I'm about to say How to Train Your Dragon, but it's Call Me By Your Name.
Well, I mean, guy learned to be gay, so.
Call Me By Your Name. You ever saw Call Me By Your Name? That was a really good movie, but that's practically all it was. It was just 2 guys just doing stuff. I mean, yeah, but it was people doing stuff. That's what I meant.
No, I get what you're saying.
It was people doing stuff.
Oh, 2 guys are doing stuff.
It was just people doing stuff. There was never a moment of drama where the 2 guys got in a fight. There was never a moment where anything felt like it was at the climax to shut up. But it
it just quite a bit of that.
But it just felt like 2 guys. It was life. It just felt like a lot of people say, it's like you're a fly on the wall watching people. In this movie, it's weird because it felt like that, but it didn't really feel like you're a fly on the wall. It felt like you're watching a movie trying to be a movie, but not really executing a movie. It felt like it was a movie of people just doing stuff, but they're trying to make it feel like a movie. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And so going off like that, whenever you have a movie that feels like it's trying to strive for a goal, but ultimately does nothing, it just comes off as boring, you know? And that's my problem with it. And I think a lot of people have this thing where they feel like Quentin Tarantino can do no wrong.
Yeah.
You know? And and people just want to love everything he puts out there. You know?
Yeah, that's one thing that like I'm like really curious about. Like, I mean, I'm not saying there's not like any geniusness in that movie, or like you said, I'm not saying there's not anything good in that movie. But honestly, I'm really curious if people would love it as much as they did, because I've seen a lot of people love it.
Yeah.
And like say like it's one of the best movies in the past few years.
Yeah, definitely not.
And like, I honestly wonder if people would be that excited about it if Quentin Tarantino's name wasn't attached.
Yeah, exactly. Like, would people like it? Because there's so many movies that are kind of like that, slow, and people talk crap about them.
Right.
Yeah.
That are slow movies, and not a lot happens, and people will talk crap about them, how boring they are.
I wonder if Quentin Tarantino directed Hereditary.
Yeah, no.
Talk so about
Yeah, no, really. Like I'm pretty sure some of the people who love Once Upon a Time in Hollywood probably talk bad about Hereditary for being slow.
Yeah.
Right.
Or Midsummer for being slow, or some of those other movies for being slow just because it's slow.
Yeah.
But it's like Quentin Tarantino's attached to it all, that means it's amazing.
Right.
And I don't want to act like I lost respect in the guy. I said this in a review. I still have the same amount of respect for him. In fact, I think it's extremely surprising that it took this long for him to make a not great movie.
Yeah.
You know? And so that right there is like kind of like a feat on its own.
Right.
A lot of people, like even Steven Spielberg, people love him. But he's had some stinkers in his filmology. So I mean, I mean, I don't have a problem with the guy. It's just that, like, overall, it could have been a lot better.
Yeah.
And honestly, I don't really necessarily know if I want to say I saw genius in it, but I saw the potential of geniusness in it, which is it's Quentin Tarantino, so there's obviously there's a genius behind it. But and I think it was Chris Stuckman who kind of tried to say it was almost like Seinfeld.
Oh yeah.
But I don't even know if I want to say that, because Seinfeld was funny.
Right.
This movie wasn't really, you know?
And it felt like the Seinfeld episodes at least felt like there was something happening.
Yeah.
Each episode.
Yeah.
I mean, it's known for being a show about nothing, but it's like, if you think about it, like the episodes actually feel like they're doing something. It didn't feel like they're just like sitting stagnant.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
And also, honestly, like, I could have let a lot of stuff in this movie pass. Well, like, not pass, but I could have let it slide and been fine with the movie. I mean, everything would have been an issue already, the same as it was. But I could have let the whole movie slide, and I could have liked the movie if it was funny. And you could tell it was trying to be a comedy. But overall, just the way it was executed, it wasn't funny, and it was kind of hard to tell what kind of genre they're really going for, you know? So.
I think a lot of people, if the ending is really strong, they can forget the rest of the movie.
Yeah.
It's like they almost have like amnesia, and they just,
Right.
cause like the last scene of this movie is what I see a lot of people talking about.
Oh, it's amazing though.
It's like it's so amazing, and it was
It's
amazing.
like one of the only good parts that I like about it.
But the problem is that it was really slow getting there, and then I don't know, it was just that one amazing scene, and that's it.
Yeah, there was one before that. That was pretty good.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
the ranch
and when they go to the ranch,
Yeah,
and it's a good scene, but it just drops. Like they just like let it go, and it's almost weird because they have a story flowing through this movie, but they also decided that they wanted this movie to have to do with the Manson family, but this movie doesn't really have anything to do with the Manson family except for like 2 scenes.
Yeah.
And then everything with like Margot Robbie is like unneeded.
Right. It feels like they wanted to have the ending, which we're going to talk about spoilers obviously, but it feels like the ending, they wanted to have a movie, or Quentin Tarantino wanted to have a movie where they subvert expectations, because everybody's expecting Sharon Tate to be killed at the end, because that's what happened with her and the Manson family. So everybody's expecting that, but then at the end, Brad Pitt and Leonardo DiCaprio's characters kill the people who killed the real Sharon Tate in real life. So I feel like that's what he built the entire movie around, was that one scene.
Yeah.
And then he didn't know how to lead into that.
Yeah.
Like he just threw stuff on the screen for the rest of the 2.5 hours of the movie.
And this movie doesn't feel like it had any like character development. like Leonardo DiCaprio's character is still like a jerk at the end of the movie.
Yeah.
You know, he's like still getting drunk and he's still yelling at the people who try to kill them.
Yeah.
Like he doesn't know they're gonna try to kill him later on.
Right.
Like
Yeah.
he just like starts yelling at them like a lot.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
You know, and he's just like this unlikable character throughout the movie. And
Brad Pitt,
yeah.
they added that one thing to his character that
Yeah.
made it impossible for him to be likable.
It was hard.
Even though if you took that out, he's an extremely likable character.
Yeah,
with that being in there,
that was unfortunate because I loved his character in the movie.
Yeah.
I mean, he wasn't like hilarious, but he was like one of the best things in the whole movie.
Mm-hmm.
But like they added the thing where like people believe he killed his wife.
Yeah, and got away with it.
And it almost felt like they were trying to do something like it turns out he didn't kill his wife.
Uh-huh.
It's just a belief because they showed like a flashback scene to when it happened,
Yeah.
and then they cut it.
Right.
And I'm hoping maybe at the end of this movie, like there's gonna be like a conversation where Brad Pitt admits like, I didn't actually kill my wife.
Yeah.
You know, it just turned out like that. It was gonna be like a moment, you know.
Uh-huh.
But they don't do anything with that either.
Yeah.
And it's just it's like it's kind of like I don't know if it would be as bad as it. It's like that the Dead Don't Die movie where like they have like a lot of stuff in the movie that feel like you're gonna do something with it.
Yeah.
And I feel like they need to do something with
Right.
it, but they don't do anything with it. You know?
Exactly.
It's kind of like that, you know. Like a lot of things could have been taken out. Like Sharon Tate could have been taken out. I understand what they're doing, but it took up a lot of the movie.
Yeah.
You know, this movie could have been shortened down a lot without
Well,
Sharon Tate.
I did hear that he wrote this around, like he wanted this to be Sharon Tate's story.
Yeah, which I get that, and I don't mind Sharon Tate being in the movie because that's what like I said, I feel like that's what the whole movie was written around.
Yeah.
For the ending. But I feel like they could have taken a lot of Sharon Tate's scenes out or cut them down because this movie is like 2 hours and 40 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
This movie could have been significantly shorter.
Yeah.
And shortened down a lot, and it would have been a lot better. Well, I don't know about a lot better, but it would have been better.
Yeah.
Because it takes so much time to get to that ending that they're wanting.
Yeah.
That it just gets really boring and really tedious, kind of.
And at the least, they could have had the ending and everything, but I wish they would at least brought Sharon Tate more into the movie,
Right.
like with the characters,
Yeah.
had more moments with the main characters.
Yeah.
You know,
I agree with
so that
that
she
too.
felt like she was actually in the movie because she
Yeah.
was in Next Door Neighbors with the dude.
Yeah.
So it would have been easy to write like scenes with them, more scenes with them.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it just never felt like, and they kept telling like her story. It was just so it was just way too much of her in there. and
Each
not
time they
needed.
showed a scene of her, like she was barely doing anything. Like that entire scene at the movie theater.
Yeah.
Like I don't really like I wouldn't have minded that scene being in the movie, but it lasted so long and like she barely did anything in that scene other than just watch the movie.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's what a lot of her scenes are just her barely doing anything, and they last a long time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I mean, I don't really know what that movie was trying to go for. I mean, I do. It was just really bad execution of it, and some people like it, which like I said, I'm fine with that. I understand it. You know, it really was not my kind of movie at all, and I just found it to be like an actually bad movie.
Right.
You know, and it's not. I'm not gonna be like hypnotized by being a Quentin Tarantino movie. You know, I watch movies as they are.
Yeah.
Because I mean, Pulp Fiction had a lot of random characters that they would introduce like
Yeah.
in the middle of like it seemed like a story,
Right.
but then at the end it kind of all their stories weaved together.
Exactly. Yeah, and that's another movie where it didn't feel like it had like a single like story. It just felt like people doing stuff. But it was written a lot better than this movie. It felt like things were actually leading to stuff.
Yeah.
And things were actually happening.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And another thing is like they would show a lot of these scenes of them filming things, and it's like I feel like a lot of those scenes could have been cut down too because they didn't really add too much to the movie.
Yeah.
It just showed a lot of scenes of Leonardo DiCaprio filming stuff and all that, and them watching TV shows and whatnot.
Yeah, exactly.
So it took a lot of time in the movie too.
Yeah. Another thing that was released, which was released a little bit ago, we just didn't have enough time to talk about it last week. The new they have the new Batwoman trailer.
Oh yeah, San Diego Comic Con.
Yeah, San Diego Comic Con. That show looks terrible. It looks so bad.
Oh, it's awful.
The whole thing.
And
is
I love that
tattoos and
this is like literally the only thing DC had to announce
Yeah,
at
no.
San Diego Comic Con. The biggest place to announce something, and this is all you got.
yeah. And can we just talk about how weird Channel CW is? I mean, Batwoman's gonna be on CW. It's such a weird channel because it's the only channel I can think of that's like this, that has these really bad shows but people like want to love every show that's on
Yeah,
there.
I feel like people want to love them so bad. They just like, I don't want to say lie to themselves because I don't want to like bash the people.
Yeah.
But I feel like they try so hard to like them.
Yeah.
That they think they like them, but they're bad. They're bad shows.
And it'd be kind of understandable if it stopped at DC, but then you go into Riverdale.
Yeah.
In Riverdale, like, there's no reason that people would want to like that show.
Yeah.
I mean, it's based on a really old comic book that people nowadays aren't that familiar with.
Yeah.
Archie,
Right.
But people love that show, and it's so bad.
Yeah,
We watched
so
videos
bad.
of clips of like really bad scenes, like bad acting and
Yeah, and bad writing.
It's so overly dramatic in some parts.
Yeah, and I even saw, I can't remember which website I was on, but I read this one rank list of some website ranked like the top protagonists in TV shows and TV show history, and like they had Walter White number 2, and they had the main character, what's his name, like Archie or something,
Archie, yeah.
from Riverdale. They had him number 1.
Yeah.
It's like, that's completely ridiculous right there.
And let me just say this: I have actually watched the show, so I'm not just like basing this
Yeah.
off of like a few videos and
I tried watching
like
the first
compilations I've
episode
seen.
and I couldn't.
And I'm not just basing this like on compilations I've seen on YouTube. I've watched the show. It's bad.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
really bad.
I think you got farther than I did, but I tried watching like an episode of The Flash, and it was just so cheesy and so
Yeah, and I even tried telling myself like, okay, I can do this, I can watch this. I think I got through like 4 episodes, and like throughout those 4 episodes, I kept telling myself, this is enjoyable at least, this is enjoyable at least. But it got to a point where like I just like couldn't do it anymore.
Yeah, and then did y'all ever watch Supergirl?
No. Oh, you showed us the first episode.
Yeah, you should have.
That show is legit probably the worst of them all.
Yeah.
That show, I watched the first episode. Oh my god, it was awful. It's like legitimately terrible, man.
Yeah.
It's mind-bogglingly bad.
And like, what's sad about this Batwoman show is they're really gonna like capitalize on the fact this is their first LGBT character.
Yeah, and
And
they're
I
going
feel-
so gung ho about it.
Yeah, and like I don't mind it. I like representation. I like, like they just announced Valkyrie is gonna have a queen. I don't mind that. I actually encourage it.
Yeah.
But the fact is that when you shove it in someone's face, that isn't being LGBT friendly.
Yeah.
That's just shoving it and hoping that because of that, people will watch it.
Yeah, and like they're making like such a big deal that's a woman. Like the first trailer that they released, not the one that just came out a few weeks ago, but the first one that came out a few months ago. Like they made such a point in that trailer that she was a woman. They like brought up that she's a woman at least 4 or 5 times.
Yeah.
It's just like, okay, we get it.
Yeah.
You move on from that. And I also do want to say that one show I kind of do enjoy from CW is Supernatural, but even that show, I can admit that it has pretty bad writing at times. It has
I
bad
feel
acting.
like with Supernatural, like because when it first started, it was Warner Brothers.
Yeah.
And so like the first 5 seasons,
Yeah.
you can tell like it's a pretty. I mean, they still had cheesy stuff, but
Yeah.
like it was contained because that's what the writers wanted. Just 5 seasons. This is what they had planned. But then they kept going.
Yeah.
And then it was like, and then eventually CW took over Warner Brothers, the channel, and it just got more and more cheesier, and the storylines weren't.
Yeah, and even now, like it always used to be one of my like guilty pleasure shows. Like it was fun to watch.
Yeah.
Like I could admit it had bad writing, I could admit it had bad acting, but it was still a decently fun show to watch. It had cool concepts, for storylines and everything. But even then, what season are we in now? Like 12.
Yeah. 11,
But like me and Brittany, cause me and Brittany would watch it together. And like I can't remember the last time we watched it because it just got to a point to where it didn't even get enjoyable anymore to watch.
Yeah, because it kept getting cheesier. The storylines, they were killing people just to kill people for shock factor. Like it's not what it was.
It felt like they were running out of ideas for storylines. Like they try to come up with new villains for like each season and just like got too tired.
Yeah. And even one show which isn't CW, like did you ever watch the show Gotham?
No.
Gotham is like a show that I talk bad about, but even that show has some decent things about it. The acting's good. The acting's good from mostly everybody, especially whenever What's his name?
Jerome. I don't know what's the actor's name?
Cameron Monaghan.
Yeah, Cameron Monaghan.
Yeah, he's really good in that show. It's not a CW show, but it's a show that like it's kind of in the same realm where it's these DC shows and aren't connected to the universe. You know, they're just there. Gotham I never liked really, but I could see why people liked it. Mm-hmm. These CW shows are just so bad. You know, it's just like people want to watch them. They want to like them, and I can't really figure out why. It's the only channel that's the only channel I can figure out seeing that.
And like it's crazy. Like when I talk to like other people that love like superhero movies and stuff, like it's almost like against not liking it. They're like, you haven't even given it a try. I'm like, yes, I have given it a try.
What is giving it a try? Watching it every episode?
Yeah, like I couldn't even get past the first one. The whole time it was making fun of the show.
Yeah, like freaking Daredevil, a show that's on Netflix. Like the first scene hooks you right away.
Yeah.
When he's saving those girls that are going to sex
and
trafficking.
even when it's slow, like it's still watchable. You can still watch it and it's still good.
Right.
Like this, like I don't know, like the dramatic things that they try to have, it's over the top, it's ridiculous.
Yeah,
you know what's even worse? Is that Supergirl is to be wearing pants.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of people are mad because Supergirl's gonna be wearing pants now. Yeah, I'm like, if that's what you're getting mad, if that's when it's gonna make you stop watching the show, out of all the crap that's been put on that show, you're finally gonna go, oh, pants. No more.
My goodness.
No more watching that show. That's finally what's gonna take you off of that. You know, that's some crazy stuff right there.
Which you brought up Cameron Monaghan. I do want to say that I am still pissed that they didn't cast him for Carnage in the Venom movie. Especially since he's a natural redhead.
I know.
And he's strongly expressed that he wants to play Carnage.
I don't ever want to picture Woody Harrelson with his red.
And you know what's even sadder? Like there's already been a lot of talks about Venom 2 happening, and like there's talks about Andy Serkis directing. And I'm just like, why does that franchise need to continue?
Yeah,
why do people like that movie?
I never understood why people like that movie. Everywhere. Everybody's like, it's so amazing, it's so great.
Like, literally, the only good thing about that movie was the relationship between Venom and Eddie, and even that felt rushed and cringy at times.
Yeah.
Like, even that wasn't even that great.
And then Woody Harrelson as Carnage is, like, one of the worst things, man.
I like Woody Harrelson, but I don't like
I wanted to laugh. I wasn't scared, I wanted to laugh.
Yeah, like even without the red Annie wig, putting that aside, like, I even really don't like the casting of Woody Harrelson.
His voice isn't what I want for Carnage.
Yeah, no. I like Woody Harrelson. He can play an evil character. Like, I mean, he plays an evil character in Seven Psychopaths.
Yeah.
I mean, that's probably not the best example.
Or Planet of the Apes.
Exactly. War for the Planet of the Apes. Yeah, he did really good at that. But I just don't see him as Carnage, like, at all. So,
yeah.
I don't know. But I feel like that was a pretty bad casting.
But we did watch a good show this week.
Oh yeah, Chernobyl.
Yeah.
That was really good.
Which me and Marquez are about to film a review after this.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, if you want to hop on over there later on,
but
probably
it's
by
a
tomorrow
really
or the next
good
day.
show.
Yeah.
I had heard about Chernobyl, and I kind of knew, like, I knew it was like, you know, the worst disaster, human-made disaster.
Yeah, I remember when I was in 6th grade, I had to do like a project over Ukraine. Like each of us had to, me and my classmates had to pick like a piece of paper out of a hat, and each one had like a country, and we each had to do a project over the country that we got. And I got Ukraine, which I didn't really know too much about, but like one of the only interesting things about it that I could find was about Chernobyl. And it's also how I learned that Mila Kunis was Ukrainian.
But yeah, I loved how they built suspense in that movie. Like, without going over the top. Because this kind of show, you could have gone over the top. I mean, it's a nuclear explosion. Like, it's radiation poisoning is gross. Yeah. Like, so you could have gone, like, way over the top movie budget type thing.
Like a Chernobyl Diaries.
Yeah.
Which
but you kept it really respectable to the victims. And then it built suspense. You felt like you were living in that time. In this place. Yeah,
it was like a different kind of intense. Like it was a slow paced show, which I do want to warn if you're like Brittany said, if you're going into wanting to watch like this really high paced show, really thriller type of show, whatnot. it's not really that, but it is that in a different kind of way because it's a really slow paced show, but at the same time it's still intense because of things that are happening and things that are the topic.
You can really feel the sense of urgency.
Right.
They really put that in the spotlight of the show.
Yeah.
And that's what makes this show actually like so great.
Yeah.
Because you don't really feel this high intensity. You just feel this sense of urgency, which kind of puts you on edge while watching the show.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and you really learn what's at stake. You know, because I feel like a lot of the new stuff that you can find, I mean, now a lot has come out, but back then, you know, Soviet Union was really downplaying how bad this was.
Yeah.
So, like, those people didn't get their sense of urgency, but with this show, they really show, like, behind the scenes how urgent this situation was. Even though they didn't react as fast to the public, like, behind the scenes, everybody's like, what are we going to do?
Yeah,
like, this is a pretty serious situation.
And one thing I'm absolutely excited about, it was announced like a day or two ago. Was it like a day or two, probably?
Yeah.
Yeah. The new It Chapter 2. It's going to be 2 hours and 45 minutes. That is
I
so
don't know if I'm
exciting.
ready.
Yeah.
Especially because, like, the first movie, oh my gosh, the first movie never lets you take a breath.
I was one of the first one to be longer, actually.
The first one was, what, 2 hours and 15 minutes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is going to be a whole 30 minutes.
Like, I was literally, like, after the movie, like, sweating. Just because it was so suspenseful.
Right.
Like, it would go from one intense scene, and then you would, like, get, like, a short breath, and then the next intense scene.
Exactly.
No, I'm really excited about this because, like I said, the first one, if you ever watched, like, the deleted scenes in the first one, the deleted scenes, like, I kind of wish most of them were in there. You know? So I wish the original was longer. And I love the original, but like just a few kind of issues I had with that was just pretty much the length and adding more stuff with the characters, you know. So I'm hoping this one really does that with a lot more with the characters. But I'm really excited about this because the casting for that movie is so perfect.
Yeah, no, they look exactly like the kids. When does that come out? August or not?
September 6th?
Yeah.
I know it's the first week of September.
Yeah,
so.
which it's exciting because a theater near us is gonna have they're gonna be showing the first one next Tuesday.
Yeah, which we need to get tickets.
They're gonna show how long is the
8 minutes.
Yeah, 8-minute little what's it called? Little clip of the new one afterwards. So
I hope we need to try to get our tickets probably today for that.
Right.
Maybe.
Yeah.
So that'd be good. I'm really hoping that's good. I can't really imagine it not being good, to be honest. So.
Yeah.
Nah, it's gonna be terrible.
At least it's the same director. Like, they didn't get a different director to direct this.
Yeah. I'm just hoping, which, I mean, this is a kind of a spoiler if you don't know anything about it at all. So if you want to do a little skipperoonie over this, the end of the book in the original, the TV show, he's a spider.
Oh yeah, his final form.
Because it's the only, his form, the way he looks, the only way we can comprehend the way he looks because he's an interdimensional being, you know. So the only way we can comprehend how he looks is a giant spider.
Right.
You know, and so it's not actually the way he looks; it's just the only way we can see him. You know, and so I'm really hoping to do that right, because that seems like a really hard thing to get right.
Yeah.
People fighting a giant spider.
Yeah.
In
a horror movie.
In a horror movie.
That's not about giant spiders.
Yeah, exactly. And I really hope they can get it right because the original didn't get it. The old TV show, I mean, didn't get it right.
There's a lot of double.
Yeah. But it's just something that I hope they can get right because it doesn't seem like seems really hard, you know. But you know, I honestly wouldn't be against it. They just took out the spider thing in general. But like, if they could do it and do it right, you know, go for it. I think it'd be nice.
And I'm really ready. I'm really excited to see Bill Hader in his first horror movie.
Oh yeah, exactly. And it looks like he's gonna do good. So I love the dude. So hopefully he does really well. One other thing I want to say, I just thought about it because I completely forgot about it. But another thing about Cosmic Book News, I just want to say something about
of course.
With Matt McGloin. He is so obsessed. Matt McGloin is so stupidly obsessed with Captain Marvel.
Oh, yeah.
He is out of this world obsessed with Captain Marvel. He's still posting stuff about Captain Marvel. Still, man. Like, he's legit obsessed with it. And he keeps talking about, there's evidence. He's like, more evidence arrives or something like that, arises about how Captain Marvel ripped off, what's it called? Dark Phoenix. Like, Captain Marvel, like, completely ripped off, and because you heard about what Dark Phoenix
Yeah.
did, right? How they
Yeah, because the final scene was supposed to be in space, but
Yeah.
because Captain Marvel did that, that's why they did a reshoot and
yeah.
did the train scene instead.
Yeah, so he's still talking about that. Like he keeps talking about that. Like new news about that. Like
Look,
come
there was
on.
nothing that was gonna save Dark Phoenix. Captain Marvel could have done a shot for shot, and, and like there's nothing could have saved Dark Phoenix.
I hate people in the comment section like Captain Marvel was complete garbage, and I'm like, and Dark Phoenix wasn't. Like Captain Marvel was not complete garbage. I'm not gonna act like I love the movie. Like Zach loved the movie. I'm not gonna act like I loved it. I thought it was good. I thought it was fine. But no, like garbage, no. Not even near
Dark
garbage.
Phoenix was complete garbage.
Yeah, dude. Dark
Oh
Phoenix
my
was
goodness.
complete
I'm
garbage.
so mad that that's how they ended the X-Men franchise.
Yeah, exactly. That was.
Well, you still got the New Mutants, but you know.
Yeah, I don't know what that movie's. Who knows if it's even coming out? Like, in all honesty.
There's also another thing that you saw about that Matt McGloin.
Oh yeah, whenever
Brie
he's
Larson.
yeah, it's like picture spotted of Brie Larson making out with white dude. Yeah.
Oh no.
then
Totally
you
hates
do
white
that
males.
news.
Since
And then
she
you
totally
said there
said
was a
that.
whole article on that. I feel like that's just like a picture with a caption. Like if you want to hate on Brie Larson, right?
Yeah.
That's just a picture and a caption. But to write a whole article about what do you say in that article?
Dude, I think he's in love with her.
Yeah.
I really do think he's in love with her. 'Cause
Like, do you
she's
describe
wild.
what the dude looked like? His backstory? Like,
Yeah.
what? What are you writing this article that required?
I keep telling Zach what's funny is every time I comment on there, I'll notice that my top fan badge is taken away, but then I keep getting it. Like I'm wondering if Matt
he's
McGloin Matt McGloin takes away my top fan badge, and then like the Facebook algorithm gives me it back, like, and it just keeps going back and forth between that.
Probably.
Because
I can see that happen.
I keep getting notifications about how the comic book news top fan of comic book news like over and over again. But I figure that's what it is. He keeps taking it away from me, and then Facebook gives me it back over and over again. You know?
Yeah.
Because I don't think the top fan badge has anything to do with the people who run the page. I think it's like commenting.
Yeah, it automatically gives it to
Yeah.
people who like and comment, shares on your stuff.
Yeah, yeah. So that's pretty funny. I just wanted to bring that up. We're kind of coming down to the end of this podcast, and I want to bring up something that's actually pretty sad happened this week, about 2 days ago. I don't think y'all know much about the channel, really. There's a and
I remember you telling me about it one time in the past, but I didn't really know too much about it.
Yeah, I just want to bring it up because I just want to pay respects to him because it's really sad. There's a channel called The King of Random, and you can head over there right now. The channel's still going to be going on, but the original host and the creator of the whole channel, he would start up the whole channel by himself. He made all the videos by himself. He edited the videos, did everything by himself. But later on, he was able to have like a whole team of people who worked on it. He left the channel about a year ago. Not left it, but he kind of stopped being the host and stuff like that. And the two other people started hosting the channel. But his name was Grant Thompson. He died 2 days ago, and I'm really sad about that. I started watching that channel probably about maybe like I would say 5 or 6 years ago. You know, and it was back whenever he was hosting it, and it was. I'm not gonna act like it was back before, like he was like a famous YouTuber, you know. Like he was a famous YouTuber. He definitely didn't have as many subscribers as he does now. But like there was one time whenever, cause I have this niece named Moxie, and I made her this apple swan. This like I got like an apple, and I cut it up and just shape it up and make it look like a swan. And the way I learned to do that was actually the King of Random, and Grant Thompson was actually on the video. So that is kind of sad to me, you know, that I did all that, you know. And he helped me create a moment with Moxie, with my niece Moxie. So I just want to pay respects to him and talk about how sad I am about that death. So yeah, I just wanted to bring that up. Anyways, guys, but yeah, before I say that, if you want to, you can go to King of Random. I'm not going to act like I'm some great advertisement for the King of Random. They have like 11 million subscribers. We have like 14. So if y'all want to head over there to the King of Random.
Yeah, they actually, was it today or when did they post the tribute to him?
I think they posted a tribute whenever, the day that it happened, like a little picture of him, you know, and then today they posted like an actual montage of videos. Also, a lot of people have been claiming that a lot of people have been claiming that the picture they posted was wrong because it said he was born in 1980, and a lot of people were like, well, actually he was born in 1976. That's not right. Well, he was 38 whenever he died, you know. So, but which the math lines up for that.
Yeah.
Being 38, and people are like, no, he was born in 1976. I'm like, I don't understand why people are like claiming they know when this guy was born over the people who spent time with him every day. You know, like I think the one of the hosts of the channel, I can't remember his name right now. But one of the hosts of the channel posted like the picture of him that said 1980 through 2019. Someone's like, actually he was born in 1976. I'm like, how are you gonna say that to the guy that's a really good friend of his? He's been friends with him for like a year or more, you know. I'm pretty sure the guy who posted it knows when he was born.
Yeah.
You know, there's also this idiot on YouTube who wanted to post his conspiracy theory saying that he's not dead. I'm like, why would they post that about him not being dead? He's actually dead. Like, it's stupid.
And how did he die?
A paragliding accident.
That's right.
Yeah, so he actually is dead, and he was actually born in 1980. Don't listen to all these idiots out here that want to act like they know him in person when they just watch a YouTube channel. You know, they actually know it. So, I mean, pay respects to the guy. Be respectful to his family. His wife still wants the channel to go on, so if you want to hop on over there, look it at it. They're gonna still keep going. The two people on there I like a lot though. The two people have been on there for like a year. Anyways, guys, I think that's all we got to talk about today. That was a little bit of a shorter one than we usually have. Not a lot of stuff happened this week.
All right.
You know? So, I mean, we're trying to figure out different things we can do that don't have to do with news. You know? Because we don't...
If you have an idea.
Yeah, exactly. Because we don't really like to get into politics unless it actually does go with against our personal beliefs, you know? Like, sometimes... Like, I don't... if we ever talk about something that sounds like politics, it's not us talking about politics. It's us talking about our beliefs. You know, because if something makes me angry enough, I'm going to talk about it. We don't like to get into politics, so that kind of news is out of here. You know, you're not going to see us talking about like Donald Trump or anything like that. But like, we're trying to figure out different things to do on this just other than movie news.
Yeah, maybe like different skits and things like
or
that.
Like games
we're
or
trying
something
to
like that.
trying to play around with it.
We'll figure it out in the future though. Anyways, guys, if you watch this, thank you so much for watching or listening on those three. And you can go on the link and you can go in the description below. We'll put a link to our channel, Two Awesome Men. You can watch a review over let's say Bad Times at El Royale.
Watch that too.
Yeah, over what's it called?
Once Upon a Time.
Hollywood. Once Upon a Time in
Also,
Hollywood.
I need to thank those fans for almost 1,000 views on Young Blind.
Oh
Yeah.
We're almost there.
Wow,
Hopefully it doesn't just stop.
Yeah.
Like what 976 now.
Yeah, we have a Lion King rant on our other YouTube channel, Two Awesome Men, and that thing's almost at 1,000 views. Man, that's crazy. That's insane.
Because our most viewed video right now on our channel is the Avengers review, the first Avengers review.
Yeah, because we reviewed it right before Infinity War came out.
Yes, and we put spoilers in the title, so everybody thought we were giving spoilers for Infinity War before it came out. So that's like the only reason why that got so many views.
Yeah, it's also our most disliked video. It's like 20-something dislikes because a lot of people thought we're spoiling Infinity War whenever Infinity War was even in the title.
Yeah, and the picture was of the first Avengers movie, not Infinity War either.
But people didn't like it, so whatever.
I don't necessarily see our Lion King video passing that one, but at least
that one's like the
But
2000s.
at least it's like gradually, like people are watching it because they want to see it. It's not like it was like a rush and then it stopped.
What's really cool is I've talked to you and Zach about this. Is like as ever since what was it, June? Was it June?
Yeah.
We were sitting at 275 for like a year and a half, maybe a little bit more.
275 subscribers.
Yeah, 275 subscribers for maybe like a year and a half, maybe a little more, you know. And we sat there for a long time until sometime in June. Yeah. And we jumped up to 300, and now we're at last time I checked, we're at like 320. We lost a lot.
That's 321.
Yeah, we're at 321 now. And while it's happening, you're kind of, that's cool. We got another subscriber. Cool, we got another subscriber. But if you think about it, We got 46 subscribers in 2 months.
Yeah.
That's
If you
really
think,
good.
if you think about it, if you really did the math, because I didn't really think about it till like yesterday, the day before.
Right.
Yeah.
Because every day I was having, oh, cool, another subscriber. Because it happens kind of gradually. It doesn't happen all at once. Like, cool, another subscriber. We got 46 subscribers in 2
And
months.
also considering we lost quite a bit too, because there would be days when we would like lose a few.
Yeah.
We're like, what's going on here?
Yeah, before we got to 310, we kept losing subscribers and then gaining.
Exactly.
So we've gained 46 subscribers. So I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Really, that's actually really good. So
Yeah.
in 2 months. So hopefully we'll keep growing on that thing. Hopefully this channel grows a little bit. I would
Yeah.
like that too.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That would be
That's
nice.
whatever. We'll figure it out though. But anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching or listening, and we will be back next week.